Hi everyone, thanks for checking out True Blue Bobbleheads. Wait a minute. Something's not right.
Hi everybody, and a very pleasant good evening to you wherever you may be.
Alright, that's a little better. Thanks for checking out True Blue Bobbleheads. I'm Turbo from the True Blue Bobblehead crew. We have Tani behind the camera. And today we're going to talk about a bobblehead that was given out on August 27th of 2013. It was the Dodgers versus the Cubs in the game the Dodgers lost to the Cubs 2-3. Now this bobblehead is actually the Rick Monday flag-saving bobblehead. Now this was in representation of one of the most iconic patriotic moments at Dodger Stadium. In April 25th of 1976, two protesters in the bottom of the fourth inning ran onto the outfield grass, tried to burn an American flag. Rick Monday, with the Chicago Cubs at the time, ran over, swooped up the flag, and took the flag away from the protesters before they could go ahead and burn it. Next at bat, Rick Monday gets a standing ovation. They go ahead and put some on the board. Rick Monday, great play. You've made a great play, something like that. And it was just an awesome moment in Dodger Stadium history. And I believe the 50-year anniversary of Dodger Stadium, I believe it was in the top 10 moments. Okay, so this is the Rick Monday bobblehead. Now, before we start reviewing it, let me go ahead and show you the box real quick. So this is the box it came in. It shows a picture of the bobblehead on this side. It shows a little facts about Rick Monday right here. On this side, it actually shows a picture of the actual flag taking when he actually swooped up the flag when he was running. And then here's just some the promotional schedule for that year. Okay, now before we jump that, let's go ahead and have Tani talk to you about a rating scale.
So the crew rates each bobblehead on a scale of 1 to 5. Each bobblehead starts off with 1 point. The bobblehead has the ability to earn an extra point in 4 different categories.
Okay, so let's go ahead and start talking about the likeness. Now, the likeness, we're actually looking mainly at the facial features to see if this bobblehead actually looks like the player. And if you compare them to pictures of Rick Monday in the 70s and 80s, this actually looks a lot like Rick Monday. I mean, as far as even his blue eyes, his hair, that 70s hair, it used to come out his hat, run down his ear, cover his ear and whatnot. Even the facial features are pretty, dead on as far as the way Rick Monday looked. And they did a really good job at this. I mean, it really does look like Rick Monday. So for this category of likeness, we're going to go ahead and give it a 1. And the next category we're going to talk about is detail. Now, as you know, Rick Monday is in a Chicago Cubs uniform. This was the Chicago Cubs away uniform. And at the time of the flag incident, Rick Monday was actually a Chicago Cub. And the next year, he was actually a Dodger and finished out his career as a Dodger. Now, this bobblehead is actually very detailed. This, again, is the Cubs away jersey. As you can see, the base of the bobblehead does say his name, Rick Monday. It does have a green top right here on the base of the bobblehead because this happened while he was on the outfield grass. You do see that he has the old-fashioned stirrups on. Now, the uniform is actually baby blue, and the outline of it is a darker blue. And that was the color of the uniforms of their away jerseys. It does say Chicago on the chest of the jersey, and he was actually number 7. Okay? Now, you do see here that he is holding the American flag, which is really cool. And then you also, I don't know if the camera is able to see this, but he actually has 2 patches that are actually very detailed. It does say Chicago Cubs 1876 to 1976. And then on the other patch, it actually says National Baseball Centennial. And it has the same year, 1876 to 1976. And that's detailed enough for me to see it, and it's really small. So if you guys can't see it and I can see it, I mean, that's just an amazing detail. This detail is just awesome, of course, with the Cubs hat on the top. So for this category of detail, we're going to go ahead and give it a 1. Okay, so the next thing we're going to look at is pose. Now, basically what this pose is of him running. If you can see, though, it has his glove right here. I didn't really talk about it in the detail, but instead of it being in his glove, he's actually holding it because he's holding his glove while he's running to swoop up that American flag. The only thing I could say about the pose, this shows more of a trot, kind of maybe a statuesque pose of him with the American flag. I honestly would have liked to have seen it where if it was more of like the iconic picture that's always shown at Dodger Stadium, where he's more head down, kind of his leg is lunging up a little bit more. running. This one's kind of almost a pose of him running, but it does represent that too. So I'm kind of a little mixed on that. But for this, because I really was hoping it would be similar maybe to this kind of a pose where he's arched down a little bit more, I'm going to give this a half a point. Now that's the half a point for the pose. Now Standout. Let's talk about the Standout. Now, for me, this bobblehead does stand out. So I put it on my shelf with my other bobbleheads, and people do notice this mainly because of the American flag, because this is really unique, because not a lot of bobbleheads would have, like they're holding something, especially fabric like this. And the fact, too, that it's, in the baby blue uniform color. But it's not much of a standout for me to be to give it a full point. So, because I feel like it's just a natural pose of him standing with the flag. There is a cool detail and feature. I'm going to go ahead and give this a half a point as well. Just because it is really cool and it does stand out, but it's not, it just doesn't stand out enough for me, if that makes sense. So again, half a point for that. So the overall rating for this bobblehead, we're going to go ahead and give it a 4. So that's a True Blue bobblehead score rating, is a 4 for this Rick Monday flag saving bobblehead. Alright guys, that'll do it for our review on the Rick Monday flag saving bobblehead. The reason we chose to do this bobblehead this Friday for Flashback Friday was because 4th of July is just around the corner, and what a more patriotic bobblehead to talk about than this one right here. Now, when they first actually did say that they were going to come out with a Rick Monday bobblehead, I was really excited because I was like, wow, so cool. I knew they were going to have something with the American flag or whatnot. I'm a little torn as far as the fact that they did put him in the Cubs uniform. I get it. It happened when he was a Cub at Dodger Stadium. But I still want to get a Rick Monday bobblehead in a Dodger uniform. I was hoping they would do something like he's holding the American flag up, maybe he's waving it in front of him or something. So when they, I wasn't disappointed. I'm glad, he definitely deserved this bobblehead, and he definitely deserves one to be represented as Dodger because he did win a World Series championship with them as well. But I have to say that a little part of me was disappointed that was in a Cubs jersey because I really wanted him in a Dodgers jersey. So maybe we might get one day. But it's really cool that they gave out this bobblehead. So again, guys, thanks for checking out this review. And, check us out next time when we have our next Flashback Friday video.
Thank you for checking out the True Blue Bobblehead crew. You can also find them on Facebook at True Blue Bobbleheads and Instagram at True_Blue_Bobbleheads. Twitter at True Blue Crew 2, Snapchat at True Blue Crew 23. And remember, stay true, stay blue. We are the True Blue Bobblehead crew.